Hello everyone, this is BB Sangmay and today I am going to discuss a problem of design of quarter joint. So do subscribe for the upcoming videos of machine design. So here we have the numerical. Two rods made of a plain carbon steel 40C8. The yield strength in tension is 380 Newton per mm square. Are to be connected by means of a quarter joint. The diameter of each rod is 50 mm and the quarter is made from a steel plate of 15 mm thickness. Okay, so here in the problem, diameter of each rod is given, diameter thickness of quarter is also given. So we need to calculate the dimensions of socket in making the following assumptions. The yield strength in compression is twice of the tensile yield strength, that is sigma c is 2 times the sigma t. The yield strength in shear is 50% of the tensile yield strength. Okay, and the factor of safety is 6. Okay, so we have the value of yield strength in tension. Okay, we can calculate the yield strength in shear and also yield strength in compression. Okay, so let us see what we have in the given. We have the yield strength in tension 380 Newton per mm square for the plain carbon steel material. Okay, we have factor of safety which is 6, which is provided in the numerical itself. We have the diameter of rod, that is rod connected to a spigot and socket, and we have a thickness of quarter. Okay, and we have to calculate the other dimensions of socket, dimensions of the socket end. Okay, next is here is the figure. Okay, so first let us calculate the permissible stresses. So first is in the problem it is mentioned that the yield strength in compression is twice of the yield strength. Okay, so here yield strength is 380 Newton per mm square, and SYC, that is yield strength in compression, is twice of the yield strength in tension. So sigma c is equals to SYC, that is yield strength in compression, divided by factor of safety. Factor of safety is 6. So actually yield strength in compression is not given, but the condition is that yield strength in compression is twice the yield strength in shear. Okay, sorry, tension. So SYC will be equals to 2 times SYT, okay, divided by factor of safety. The value of SYT is 380. So after the simplification, I found that it is sigma c, that is the yield permissible stress in compression or crushing, which is 126.67 Newton per mm square. Similarly, permissible stress in shear, tau is equals to yield strength in shear divided by factor of safety. But yield strength in shear is not given, but the condition is that yield strength in shear is 50% of the yield strength in tensile yield strength. So it is I have multiplied the SYT by 0.5 divided by factor of safety, so it will be 31.67 Newton per mm square as per the calculation. Similarly, tensile stress, that is the permissible stress in tension, sigma t is equals to SYT divided by factor of safety. SYT is 380 divided by 6, it is 63.33 Newton per mm square. So finally we have calculated the values of all the permissible stresses in tension, shear and compression. Okay, next is the load acting on the rods. In the problem we don't have the value of load, okay, P, so we are going to calculate the value of load, but we have value of diameter of rod which is 50 mm. Okay, and we know that after the application of force P, okay, there will be a tensile stress which will get induced in the diameter of rod A and rod B, which is connected to socket and spigot. Okay, so let us consider the tensile stress sigma t is equals to P by A. Area under tension for the rod A, it will be pi by 4 d square. Okay, to put the value of A, it is sigma t is equals to P divided by pi by 4 d square. Okay, so here I am going to rewrite this equation in terms of P, because we are going to calculate the applied force which is not given in the problem. So P will be equals to sigma t into area, which is pi by 4 d square. So we have the value of d, we have the value of sigma t. Right now we have calculated it is 63.33. So we can calculate the applied force. So by simplification I found that the applied force is it is 1,24,348.16 Newton. Okay, so finally we have calculated the applied force. Next is the diameter of spigot. Okay, that is D2. Here you can see that once again I am going to consider the tensile failure of spigot. After the application of force, there is a possibility of failure of spigot along the xx plane. Okay, and this is the area under tension. So the induced tensile stress will be equals to sigma t is equals to P by A, and area under tension for the spigot at the cross section xx area, here you can see that it is pi by 4 d2 square, and once again I am going to deduct the area of the slotted part inside which there will be a quarter. So here there is no any kind of material, here the cavity is there, so we need to deduct this area from the total area. Total area is pi by 4 d2 square minus, it will be d2 into the thickness. Okay, so area will be pi by 4 into bracket d2 square minus d2 into t. Okay, so here I have written the equation. I have put the value of A in the equation. So here our intention is to calculate d2, that is the diameter of spigot. So let us put the value of P. P is already we have calculated, is 1,24,348.16 Newton, is equals to pi by 4 d2 square, which is d2 is the value which we are going to calculate, into t. Thickness is already given in the problem, it is 15, multiplied by 63.33, which is the value of sigma t, which is the permissible stress and tension. Okay, so next is let us calculate d2. I have got one quadratic equation at here, d2 square minus 19.1 d2 minus 2500 is equals to 0. So here coefficient of d2 square is A, which is 1. Coefficient of d2 is B, which is 19 minus 19.1, and C is minus 2500. Okay, so let us calculate d2 square is equals to root of B minus B plus minus root of B square minus 4AC. Okay, so divided by 2A. So minus B is the coefficient of d2, which is 19.1 minus 19.1. So minus it will be plus minus root of B square. So again minus 19.1 bracket square minus 4 into A is the coefficient of d2 square, which is 1. So that is why I have mentioned out here, I have not mentioned here. Okay, next is C, it is 2500. So divided by 2A, again A is 1, so 2 into 1. So after the simplification I found that d2 is 60.45, or we can take it as 65 mm. Okay, so finally we have calculated the diameter of spigot, which is d2. Next is the outer diameter of socket, that is d1. So here you can see that the socket is having a hollow shape, inside the spigot is going to fit, and spigot is having the outer diameter d2. It is nothing but the inner diameter of socket. So here once again I am going to consider the tensile failure of socket. So after the application of force P, there is a possibility of failure of socket along the plane YY in a tensile manner. Okay, so the area will be we need to calculate the area under tension. So stress sigma T will be P by A, and area under tension, once again here you can see that area will be pi by 4 d1 square. We need to consider the outer circle, minus pi by 4 d2 square, which is the inner circle. And one more thing, here there is a slot, there is a cavity inside which the spigot quarter is going to fit. Okay, so we need to deduct this area also. So the formula will be pi by 4 d1 square minus pi by 4 d2 square minus d1 into t minus d2 into t. So area will be pi by 4 d1 square minus d2 square minus d1 into t minus d2 into t. Okay, so put the value of area in the equation. Sigma t is equals to P divided by pi by 4 d1 square minus d2 square minus d1 minus d2 into t. So here we are going to calculate the outer diameter d1. We have already calculated the inner diameter d2, that is the diameter of spigot also. Okay, so put the value of d2, we have the value of t, we have the value of p, we have the value of sigma t. So let us write this equation in terms of p is equals to pi by 4 d1 square minus d2 square minus d1 minus d2 into t into sigma t. Next thing is put the value of p, d2, t and sigma t, and calculate the value of d2. Okay, so here P is 1,24,348.16 Newton. D1, which is to be calculated, D2 is 65, that we have calculated in the previous slide. Okay, thickness is 15 mm, which is already provided in the numerical, the value of thickness is, and sigma t is the permissible stress and tension for the material of socket. So after simplification I found a quadratic equation at here. Okay, so d1 square is having coefficient 1, which is A, minus 19.1 d1. So d1 is having the coefficient 19.1 minus 19.1, which is b, and c, the value of c is 5483.59 minus 5483.59. okay, so let us solve the calculate the value of d1 by using the quadratic equation. D1 is equals to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4 into a into c divided by 2 into a. So here b is the coefficient of d1, which is minus 19.1. so minus minus it will be plus, plus minus root of minus b square minus 4ac. so again the value of b is negative, so it will be plus for the square, minus 4 into a, the coefficient of d1 square is 1, that is why I have not mentioned here. A into c, c is minus 5483.59. okay, so the after divided by 2a, actually again a is 1. so after simplification I found that d1 is 84.25 mm. okay, 84.21 mm. so I have rounded it to the next digit, 85 mm. so here we have calculated the diameter, that is the diameter of socket. Next is let us calculate the diameter of socket collar, which is d4. so here you can see that the diameter of socket collar, and we can calculate the diameter of socket collar by considering the crushing failure of socket collar. okay, so here here you can see that after the application of force of magnitude P, there is a possibility of failure of socket collar in crushing. okay, so this part of socket collar can get crushed, okay, after the application of force of magnitude P, and this part is having the maximum diameter. okay, so if you see in the right view, in the side view, okay, this portion can get, this portion of the socket collar can get crushed. so the thickness, and we need to consider the outer diameter and the inner diameter also. okay, so the inner diameter is d2, it is the diameter of spigot also. so area under crushing is actually it is d4 minus d2 multiplied by the thickness. okay, so crushing stress sigma ck will be equals to p divided by a, and a is again d4 minus d2 into t. okay, so here we have the value of t, we have the value of d2 that we have calculated in the previous slide, and we are going to calculate d4, we have the value of p, which is the applied force that we have calculated. okay, and sigma ck is the crushing stress, permissible crushing stress, that we have calculated in the initial first slide, that is the compressive stress. okay, so which is 126.67, p is 1,24,348.16 newton, t is 15 mm, d4 minus again d2 is 65 that we have calculated in the previous slide. okay, so after simplification I found that d4 is 130.44. so I have taken to the I have considered it as a 135 mm. okay, next is the, let us calculate the dimensions A and C, that is the portion of the end portion of the spigot, and C is the thickness of the, you can call it the thickness of the collar, okay, of the socket. okay, so here we can calculate the thickness of spigot and socket. so first of all, let us consider the shear failure of spigot end. so this is the spigot end. here you can see that after the application of force P, there is a possibility of failure of spigot end in shear. This portion of spigot end can get tear off in a double shear manner. okay, so we need to calculate this area while considering the shear failure. okay, so this area under shear is actually A into d2, but here you can see that there is a double shear, so tau will be equals to p by a is 2 into a into d2. okay, so here again a is the this dimension end part of the spigot, and d2 is the diameter of the spigot. okay, so here we are going to calculate a, so I am going to rewrite the equation in terms of a. it will be a equals to, therefore a is equals to p divided by 2 into tau into d2, where p is the applied force, tau is the permissible shear stress for the material of spigot, which is given in the problem, d2 is the diameter of the spigot, which we have calculated. okay, now it is also given in the problem, there is no need to calculate it. okay, so let us calculate a. so after simplification I found that A is 30.20, which is equals to 35 mm. Okay, so next is let us calculate C. So see here, it's C, you can see the C is the thickness of the collar for the socket. So again we are going to consider the shear failure of the collar, so collar of the socket. Okay, so here you can see that after the application of force P, there is a possibility of failure of this portion of the socket collar in shear, direct shear failure will be there. Okay, so we need to calculate the area. So this portion here you can see that after the application of force, this portion can get tear up from the socket collar. So here I am going to consider the shear stress, tau is equals to P by A. Again double shear failure is there. Here you can see that there is a double shear failure along this plane and along this plane. So area of single shear is actually, it is D2, actually D4 minus D2. To calculate this area, it is D4 minus D2 multiplied by C. Okay, so for the double shear it will be 2 into D4 minus D2 into C. So area tau is equals to P divided by 2 into D4 minus D2 into C. Again here our intention is to calculate C, so I am going to rewrite this equation in terms of C. C is equals to P divided by 2 into bracket D4 minus D2 into tau. Okay, we have the value of P, which is we have calculated in the first slide. D4 is the, actually it is the outer diameter of the socket collar. D2 is the inner diameter of the socket, which is the diameter of spigot also. Tau is the permissible stress in shear for the material of socket, which is already we have calculated in the first slide. Okay, so let us put all the values and calculate C. So by simplification I found that C is 28.04, so I am going to round it up to the next digit of 30 mm. Okay, so finally we have calculated the values which are required, which are asked in the problem, that is the dimensions of socket, spigot. Okay, thank you.